morning rain was soft but endless. A thin silver fog rolled through the quiet streets as the boy tightened his helmet strap. He was only 18, still nervous with his new scooter, but proud to ride alone for college. He started the scooter. The engine coughed awake. The road stretched out, shiny, empty, and cold. The drizzle drew tiny circles in every puddle. Each sound echoed too loudly in the quiet. He kept both hands tight on the handle. Every turn made him nervous. He remembered how the scooter tilted when anyone sat behind him, especially women in saris. He whispered, "Not today. Please not today." The road ahead turned rough and unpaved, a muddy path between small trees. He hesitated but continued. It saved 5 minutes. The drizzle thickened, and the air smelled of wet soil and iron. Somewhere ahead, someone called out. A woman's voice, clear, tired, and too calm. "Beta." Stop for a moment. He slowed, searching. Through the mist, a shape appeared. She stood still, sari soaked to her ankles, one hand raised like a forgotten statue. "Can you drop me? Just a short way," she said softly. Her voice had no tremble. He shook his head quickly. "Auntie, I can't. It's slippery. I might lose balance." But she smiled, a faint curve that didn't touch her eyes, and stepped closer. Before he could protest again, she was already seated behind him, side saddle, perfectly balanced. The scooter didn't even tilt. He blinked in surprise. He drove carefully, every nerve awake. Neither spoke. Only the hum of the engine and the rain tapping on metal filled the air. After a few minutes he asked, "Auntie, where should I drop you?" Her answer came low, almost inside his helmet. "Where you have to go." His throat went dry. He didn't turn around. He couldn't. The road curved, and the drizzle turned heavier, hiding the world in white. He just rode, heart hammering. At the next turn, her voice whispered again, softer now, "Stop here." He slowed, but when he finally looked back, the seat behind him was empty. He took a left turn from the main street, and the smooth asphalt suddenly ended. The drizzle had turned the soil into thick brown slush. His scooter wheels trembled as they rolled onto the uneven path. Tall grass leaned toward the road, heavy with raindrops. On both sides were old houses, their windows shut tight. No voices, no movement, only the faint hum of the scooter and falling rain. The scooter felt heavier now, though he didn't look back. The air behind his neck turned cooler, and every breath came out as mist. The road was full of puddles, small craters filled with muddy water. The scooter slid once, then straightened. His palms were sweating inside his gloves. He realized he didn't recognize this stretch anymore. The old banyan tree and the small tea stall were gone. Just endless road and fog ahead. A sudden gust blew from behind. The rain stopped for a second, replaced by an icy wind that carried a faint smell, something metallic and old. He thought he heard her voice again. Not loud, not clear, just a whisper, like someone speaking from underwater. He didn't answer. Ahead, a narrow wooden bridge crossed a small drain filled with muddy water. Half the planks were broken, but there was no other way. He hesitated, then rode forward slowly. As he crossed, he glanced down at the brown water. For a brief second, he saw not one reflection but two. One of him, and one of a woman behind him, hair swaying though the air was still. The back tire slipped on a patch of soft mud, jerking the scooter sideways. He gasped, heart hammering, but somehow stayed upright. A soft laugh echoed behind him. The road opened into an empty field. Mist curled above the ground, and water trickled through narrow ditches. It was too quiet, no insects, no birds, nothing alive. An old wooden sign leaned on one side, letters half erased by time. He stopped for a second to read, but the words didn't make sense anymore, just faded black lines like scratches. He noticed the rain had gone silent. No patter on his helmet, no hum of the tires, only his breath. The world around him felt paused, waiting for something he couldn't see. Through the light drizzle, a blurry figure stood near the bend. At first, he thought it was a scarecrow left on the roadside, but then it moved, slowly, purposefully. "Beta, stop," the voice said softly, calm but distant. He braked, confused. The woman stepped forward, the sound of wet footsteps clear even through the drizzle. She was dressed in a faded maroon saree, edges soaked and clinging to her ankles. Her hair was long, heavy, and dripping. She looked like someone who had walked through a storm. He couldn't see her face clearly under the mist and shadow, but something about her posture felt wrong. Too still, too calm for a rainy morning. "Can you drop me ahead?" she asked. "Just until the main road." Her tone was polite, yet something about it carried weight, like the words had been said many times before. He stuttered, "Auntie, I'm not used to driving with someone behind me. The roads are slippery." But she didn't move. She just looked at him through the mist. She smiled faintly. It wasn't warm, it was the kind of smile that ends too quickly, as if it wasn't meant for comfort but for knowing. Without another word, she took 2 steps closer. The sound of her anklets was faint but clear, like small chimes underwater. He looked around. The road was empty. No one else was there to help her. Guilt crept in. "Okay, Auntie, just till the turn." She sat side saddle without a sound. The scooter didn't even move under her weight. He expected imbalance, but it stayed perfectly still. The air around him grew quiet. Even the drizzle sounded softer now. He could feel her presence. Cold, steady, just inches away. Trying to act normal, he asked, "Where exactly do you want to go?" Her reply was slow, drawn out like a chill wind. "Where you have to go." A sudden tremor ran through him. He didn't dare look back. The rain returned harder, and the road seemed longer than before. He took a deep breath before starting the scooter again. The woman sat silently behind him, sari fabric fluttering slightly in the drizzle. The road stretched ahead like a dark thread through fog. He gripped the handles tighter, afraid of losing balance. The scooter wobbled at first, then steadied. "Please, not now," he whispered under his breath. He could feel her presence but not her warmth. The seat pressed slightly, yet no body heat reached him. Only a cool damp air brushed his back. After a few meters, the scooter rolled smoother than he expected. He thought, maybe he was just imagining things. Maybe she was just an ordinary woman. He turned left carefully. The scooter leaned slightly. Normally, this would make him panic. But this time, it didn't. She sat still, perfectly balanced, as if floating. He started to relax. "See? I'm managing fine," he muttered, half to himself. The engine hummed softly like it approved. Then came her voice again. "You ride well." It was faint, almost kind, but echoed strangely, as if spoken inside his mind. Her words should have comforted him, but instead, they froze his spine. The cold behind him deepened. Even the rain seemed to avoid falling near her. They passed a faded road sign. He noticed something odd. The letters looked wrong, bent, almost alive under the mist. He told himself to keep calm. Just drop her off soon, he thought. Then everything will be fine. His heartbeat disagreed. A faint giggle brushed his ear. It wasn't mocking, just cold. He stiffened instantly. "Auntie." No reply. He glanced into the mirror, but there was no reflection of her. Only the road, the rain, and himself. His stomach dropped. He didn't stop. He didn't look back again. The drizzle thickened, blurring the world into silver haze. He just kept driving, pretending she was still there, because the truth might be worse. For the first time since morning, he felt calm. The rain had softened into mist, and the scooter hummed smoothly beneath him. "See," he thought, "nothing to be afraid of." Each raindrop hit his helmet with a steady rhythm. It almost felt like background music, soft, repetitive, safe. He started to hum along without realizing. He recognized a turn ahead. The old banyan tree and small electric pole told him he was near the halfway point. Relief spread across his chest like warmth. The scooter rolled evenly through puddles. Each splash sounded softer now, blending with the drizzle. He smiled under his helmet. Maybe I'm finally learning. He almost forgot she was behind him. She hadn't spoken since that strange reply earlier. He thought maybe she was shy or grateful. He turned his head slightly, raising his voice above the engine. "Auntie, where should I drop you?" But her silence was complete. Only rain answered. They passed a single flickering street lamp. The light stretched across the puddles, turning the road into liquid gold. For a moment, it felt dreamlike. A small laugh escaped his mouth. "Look at me, driving like a pro," he whispered. But behind him, another laugh followed, soft and not his. The wind suddenly turned colder. His fingers numbed on the handles. He stopped humming. The engine sound felt distant, muffled, like underwater. A large puddle lay ahead. As they crossed, he looked down, and his reflection wasn't alone. The shape behind him looked wrong, stretched, head tilted at an impossible angle. He realized he couldn't hear the rain anymore. The world had gone quiet except for the faint hum of the scooter. Silence pressed against his ears. He didn't turn, but somehow he knew. She was smiling again. The air behind him felt too alive. His breath fogged the visor, and he whispered, "Almost there." He sped up, forcing the fear away. If she was still behind him, so be it. He'd just keep going until the college gate appeared, until this all ended. He rode slowly, almost whispering through the rain. "Auntie, where should I drop you?" His voice trembled, even though he tried to sound calm. No answer, only the soft hum of the engine and raindrops tapping the visor. He thought she didn't hear him. He tried again. This time her voice came, low, hollow, and close. "Where you have to go." The words slid into his ears like cold air. He froze. For a few seconds, he forgot to breathe. Her reply wasn't just strange. It felt personal, like she knew something he didn't. His hands twitched. He wanted to look back, to see her face, but something inside him screamed not to. The road became thinner, swallowed by overgrown grass on both sides. The drizzle stopped, replaced by silence. Only his heart made sound now. He felt her move just slightly, like she leaned closer. The seat creaked softly under the weight that shouldn't feel that cold. He heard her breathe, slow and heavy, near his ear. But the air around him stayed still. No warmth, no scent, just the sound. The mist grew denser, hiding everything except the road ahead. The headlight beam turned weak, swallowed by the fog in seconds. A small roadside temple appeared on his right. The oil lamp inside flickered. The moment they passed it, the flame went out. A faint chuckle echoed from behind him, low, rhythmic, not quite human. He gripped the handle tighter. His knuckles turned white. He suddenly remembered her earlier words. "Where you have to go." She wasn't asking for a lift. She was following his path, his destination. A chill ran through him as he whispered, "How does she know?" The scooter wavered. His breath fogged up his visor, blinding him for a moment. And in that blur, he thought he saw her reflection smiling back. His hands trembled slightly. The scooter's handlebar shook under his weak grip. He eased the throttle without thinking, and the engine sound dropped into a slow, uneasy hum. The path turned thinner, closing in with tall grass and trees leaning inward. The drizzle was gone. Only the faint hiss of mist filled the air. He could hear his own heartbeat through the helmet. Every beat sounded louder than the engine. The silence outside made it worse. The air around him turned still. Even the leaves had stopped moving. Felt as if the world had paused to watch him. He noticed something strange. The scooter stayed perfectly straight, even when he loosened his grip. It was almost as if someone else was balancing it. He felt a light exhale near his ear, cold and slow. He swallowed hard. "It's just the wind," he lied to himself. But there was no wind. Somewhere in the fog, a dog barked once, sharp and distant, and then nothing. Even echoes didn't come back. The sound just died in the mist. Far ahead, a small light flickered. A broken street lamp, maybe. It blinked weakly, like it was struggling to stay alive in the heavy air. He blinked twice. For a moment, he couldn't tell if he was moving or the world was. The fog made everything look like a loop, the same turn, the same puddle, again and again. He dared a quick glance in the mirror. It showed nothing, only the road behind him. Yet the weight on the seat was still there. Something whispered from behind, too soft to understand, too close to ignore. The voice was like water running over glass. His breath quickened. The scooter slowed almost to a crawl. He wanted to stop, but his body refused. His fingers felt frozen to the handle. The voice came again, firmer now. "Don't stop. Keep going." He didn't want to obey, but his hands twisted the throttle on their own. The scooter moved forward into the fog. The voice came suddenly, sharp and cold. "Stop here." He almost missed the brake lever. The words felt less like a request and more like a command carved into the air. He slowed the scooter to a crawl. The rain had stopped again. No drops, no sound. Even his breathing seemed too loud. The wheels rolled to a stop beside a large puddle. The reflection showed the road, the trees, and the scooter, but not him. He turned off the ignition. The engine died. Normally, silence brought peace. But now, it felt like the world itself had been muted. He looked ahead. Nothing. Looked behind. Just the white mist. He couldn't even see where the road ended anymore. The seat behind him felt lighter. The air warmed slightly, as if a weight had been lifted. Slowly, he turned his head. She was gone. No footsteps. No sound. Just the faint smell of wet earth and something metallic, like rust or blood. A drop of water slid down the back of his neck. Icy, deliberate, as if placed by a hand. He flinched. Then came a whisper. So close, it could have been inside his helmet. "You've reached." He froze, eyes wide, throat locked. He looked into his mirror. A woman's face, blurred, water dripping from her hair, stared back. But there was no one behind him. He blinked once and she was gone. Only his own reflection remained, pale and shaking. The fog began to move, swirling in slow circles around the scooter. Felt alive, breathing, waiting. Panicked, he restarted the scooter. The engine sputtered but came alive on the third try. He sped off too fast, too frightened to notice the faint shadow walking away in the opposite direction. He rode fast, almost blindly through the mist. The scooter bounced on every bump, but he didn't care. He just wanted to reach light, sound, anything human. After a few minutes, he realized the road had turned silent again. The drizzle was gone. Even the scooter engine sounded distant, like a voice underwater. He turned his head slightly to check on her, to make sure she wasn't there anymore. She wasn't. The seat was empty. A single raindrop slid down from the helmet onto his nose. It shouldn't have startled him, but it did. Felt like a reminder. He touched the seat behind him. It was cold, too cold. The dampness felt old, like water that had been sitting there for hours. The wind around him had vanished. It felt as if the air itself refused to move. Every sound, the engine, the tires, became muffled and soft. He replayed her words in his head. "Where you have to go." They echoed now, overlapping each other, repeating from every direction. He looked into the mirror again. Still empty. But when he tilted it, her shadow flashed for just a second. Something brushed against his hand. He looked down. There was a smear on the seat. Brownish red, thin, and fading into the rainwater. Even with the seat empty, he felt her there. The pressure on his back, the faint weight of invisible eyes, still watching. He sped past a small village. People moved in shadows behind windows, unaware of the pale rider with an unseen passenger. A faint laugh drifted through the air. It wasn't from behind this time. It was everywhere, circling him like fog itself. He shouted into the empty air, "Leave me alone!" But his voice came back as an echo, same words, same tone, but not his. His hands were shaking so badly now that the scooter almost slipped again. He pulled over near an old tin-roofed bus stop, breathing hard through his helmet. The world felt deserted. No vehicles, no people, not even dogs barking. Only the quiet hiss of rain touching metal. He pulled out his phone with trembling fingers. It slipped once before he caught it. The screen was wet and flickered like it was struggling to stay on. He dialed the only number that made sense, his mother. Her name glowed softly through the fogged glass of the screen. The first ring echoed strangely loud in the emptiness, like it wasn't coming from the phone, but from the mist itself. "Hello?" His mother's voice cracked through, familiar, warm, human. For a second, he almost cried with relief. He spoke fast, his voice shaking. "Mom, there was a woman. She sat behind me. She's gone now, but..." He stopped. He couldn't finish. There was a pause on the other end. Too long. "What did you say, Beta?" she asked softly, but her tone changed, like fear hiding behind calm. And then another voice, faint, whispering, from behind him. "Tell her I enjoyed the ride." He froze, phone slipping from his grip. The phone hit the ground, bouncing once on wet gravel. The call still connected. His mother's distant voice echoed from below. "Beta? Are you there?" He picked it up with shaking hands. But the line was full of static now. Yet through the noise he could still hear breathing. 2 sets of it. His mother finally spoke again, voice trembling. "You never let me sit behind you, but you gave a ghost a ride." He froze, realizing she knew. And then, faintly through the phone speaker, he heard her again. The same cold, distant laugh from the road. He dropped the phone. The rain started up once more. The sound of that laugh lingered long after it stopped. He stared at the fallen phone, its screen still glowing faintly through the drizzle. The call had ended itself. He couldn't move. His body refused. The fog pressed closer, wrapping him like a shroud. Only his breath moved, shallow, quick, scared. Finally, he pressed the starter. The scooter coughed once, twice, then died. He hit it again, harder, whispering, "Please start, please." On the third attempt, it roared back to life. The sound broke the silence like a scream. He didn't care, it meant he could move again. He didn't look back. He didn't reach for the phone. He just grabbed the handle and twisted the throttle as hard as he could. The road ahead was empty, just trees and fog stretching endlessly. The rain returned, soft at first, then heavier as if chasing him. The scooter felt too steady. It didn't sway. It didn't react to his panic. For a second, he felt as if someone else was steering. The voice from before replayed in his mind. "Where you have to go." It echoed louder than the rain, as if guiding him. A lightning bolt cracked the sky, revealing the outline of the old college gate far away. Relief washed over him, or so he thought. The closer he got, the heavier the air felt. The smell of wet soil turned into something else. Burnt, metallic, strange. Out of the corner of his eye, he saw movement. Another scooter, riding parallel to his, only half visible in the mist. He dared to glance, but there was no one. The shadow vanished like breath on glass. His reflection in the mirror looked older somehow. He didn't stop again. The rain beat harder, the scooter roared louder, and the gate drew near. He didn't know what waited there, only that he had to go. Through the rain and fog, the old college gate finally appeared. Tall, rusted, and half open. Its iron hinges creaked in the wind like a warning. He slowed down near the entrance. The rain softened again, falling in perfect rhythm. His scooter's headlight flickered twice, as if hesitating. The courtyard was dark. No students, no voices, no lights in the building. Only the faint echo of rain dripping from the roof edges. He glanced at the clock above the main hall. It was stuck at 12:07, the time he left home. The second's hand trembled but never moved. He parked the scooter and stepped off. His boots splashed softly against the puddles. For every step he took, another faint step followed. A dim light flickered inside the main building. It glowed a pale yellow, pulsing like a heartbeat. He moved toward it slowly. "Where you have to go?" The same voice echoed through the hall, bouncing off the damp walls. His breath turned to vapor in the cold air. A locker near him rattled violently and then burst open. Inside hung a soaked maroon saree just like hers. He stumbled backward, heart pounding. Behind him, a fresh wet handprint appeared on the scooter's mirror. 5 long fingers, sliding down slowly. The main door of the hall slammed shut on its own. The echo carried like thunder, sealing him in darkness. From behind him, Close enough to feel the cold breath, came her final words. "You brought me home." The corridor light blinked once, twice, and went out completely. The rain outside stopped. Silence returned, thick and absolute. When the staff arrived the next morning, they found his scooter parked in front of the hall. Engine still warm, seat dripping wet, and one dusty footprint on the pillion seat. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the story, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share with your friends. Leave us a comment for more stories like this. Your support means the world. Stay tuned for more videos.